Hi, I'm Ned Harvey, CEO and co-founder of Digital Gaia. We've developed an open technology platform for lifecycle performance assessment at the last mile of impact using decentralized creation of context-specific digital twins and consensus-based independent validation and verification. A just and equitable climate transition will require an economic revolution, over $250 trillion in new capital and markets playing a major role. Just as important, in addition to carbon, social equity and environmental regeneration must emerge as primary drivers of economic value in the human economy. But things aren't working today. Carbon and ESG have a real integrity problem. Despite over 60 years of high aspiration and increasing public-private commitments, it's getting hotter, and there are more critical ecosystems and people at risk than ever before. Without accountability for performance, we're on the road to nowhere. We've been at it for 60 years and little to show for it. On the positive side, we've made some progress. There's a lot of money going into markets in climate and ESG, but the flawed market infrastructure has led to poor actual performance, and performance is what we need. Digital Gaia's open technology platform is designed to change the game. We do this by decentralizing and unbundling the way we think about impact, down to its fundamental primitives, like objectives and commitments, methodologies, metrics, MRV, and impact claims, and we rebuild it from the ground up, creating integrity by design. At Digital Gaia, we believe the objectives of ESG and sustainable commitments, investment, and impact assessment must be focused on improved performance across many interconnected dimensions, including return on investment, the bottom line, our collective impact on environment, society, and people. It's not about compliance. To reorient towards performance, we lean heavily on the OODA loop. OODA stands for Observe, Orient, Decide, and Act, and it's a repeating loop used when thinking about control and optimizing performance in complex systems. Traditional impact and ESG assessment has always been focused almost entirely on the top, act and observe, part of the OODA loop, but that's just the mechanics of the loop. In our approach, we incorporate all the elements. When we assess actual impact or a theory of change, we actually incorporate a holistic understanding of how things are, how they should be, and how best to close the gap between the two. Our platform accomplishes this with context-specific, interconnected D-twins, or digital twins, to model both the way the world is behaving today and how it's likely to behave in the future. These interconnected D-twin models are built on three primary sources of information and knowledge: direct information on projects from project developers and land stewards themselves. We also gather public and private third-party data and information from remote sensors, citizen science, and other sources. And we engage a global network of models, modelers, experts, and indigenous knowledge. This is all assimilated into a context-specific model of models for how interconnected humans and natural systems are behaving, thus the digital twin. On our platform, we focus on precision versus accuracy, since in complex systems, accuracy is often quite subjective. We're not a top-down standard, and we use a bottoms-up orientation for observed patterns and behaviors to see what's going on in reality. Our environmental and social assessments are context-specific. Certainly, sometimes there are contextual standards in place, but more often than not, centralized standards are out of touch with the local needs and contexts that are required to determine success or failure. We use consensus to assess and evaluate environmental and social metrics, and most importantly, the forward trajectory of those metrics to assess the likelihood of meeting long-term objectives. When assessing corporate governance, values, and cultures, we do not look to top-down standards. That's for other people to do. Instead, we check to make sure the entities operating the market have clear commitments and have measurable goals, that you can trace the OODA process to demonstrate good control and focus on results in a way they operate. We look to see that they are continuously learning and improving, and that they take accountability for results. Regarding values and culture, we focus on assessing the level of ambition and responsibility for actions and achieving commitments, and a demonstrated culture of performance, adaptivity, when things don't go as planned. We've deployed our solution with an initial cohort of projects focused on land-based regeneration in locations around the world. We're currently assessing approximately 1,000 acres with partners and solutions that have real potential to scale to the millions. Here's a quick preview of the kind of stuff that we can come up with. The digital twin provides a local community of land stewards and farmers with a view of their project, which is personalized to their local context and private if they want it to be. Yet, because it's automatically learning from the network, the D-twin is also doing the hard work of overcoming bias and helping them take into account all relevant knowledge. That's it. Thank you for your time.